So today I was thinking to give an introduction regarding like about the Nordic chip ecosystem, because this is a special funded project or program, you could say, by Nordic Innovation. So I will start to explain a bit. You will see many of the logos here because this is a joint work funded and supported by Nordic Innovation. Nordic Innovation is an organization under directly the Nordic Minister Council. So this is an official platform in between the Nordic countries, which is Sweden, Finland, Norway, Denmark, and Iceland. So the ministers of all these Nordic countries will meet jointly from time to time and discuss in what industry or in what research or in what technology landscape would they like to jointly put the effort together. So the 5 Nordic countries will pull in funding into Nordic Innovation, and then Nordic Innovation will conduct several different programs. So Nordic Chip is one of the programs started from 2024, funded by Nordic Innovation. The other programs, I think in 2027, there will be space, and there are also quantum technology and computing. There has been as well defense, etc. And there has been sustainability technology and life science relevant programs also supported by Nordic Innovation. And the other organization, so my organization is in Sweden, one, and we also have our colleagues from the other Nordic countries. So specifically in Nordic PIP, we have our colleagues from Business Finland, so they represent Finland in the role. And we also have Innovation Norway, which is the Norwegian organization. So 3 of us are the equivalent organizations that jointly run the program under Nordic Innovations funding. So this is generally the setup. And the reason of doing this is that we understand each Nordic country, for instance, Sweden or Finland or Norway, if we are alone, we are quite small. But if we could work together as a region, we would be able to develop a much better strengths into our value proposition and our position in a global landscape.
True.
So that is the strategic point of view from Nordic Innovation. I will also give some brief introduction regarding my own organization background. So Business Sweden, as I already explained, we do trade and invest for Sweden, and our colleagues from the other Nordic countries do very similar thing. So we are a historical long organization since 1887. So we operate globally. I work in Stockholm headquarters, and I have the other 400 plus colleagues globally. So we have around 50, I think we're now 57 offices. We have opened new offices almost every year globally. Yeah, because for Sweden, surprisingly, when I tell people for Sweden, it's important that we are 50-50, because our organization is 50% owned by foreign ministry, and the other 50, our shareholders are from the Swedish business sector. So we are 50-50 private and public owned. And our colleagues, importantly, in the global offices, are actually majorly from the local countries where we established offices are. So it's a good mixture between, we have our Swedish colleagues, we have everybody local colleagues, so we could work closely in every local office where we operate. So that's the concept. Regarding what we do so many things. So now the business world globally are kind of very complex compared to maybe 50 or 100 or 200 years ago when we started the organization. So currently we in headquarters in Stockholm, our function is divided by industry sectors. So for instance, me, I run semiconductor program and Nordic chip with my Nordic colleagues. I belong to material and industry. So material and industry is one team, and we have other teams who specify doing work on energy sector, transport and automotive sector, because that's the strengths in the Nordic country. I have a colleague specifically doing life science and healthcare, and I have other colleagues doing other things. So our idea is that in headquarters we have a colleague specifically having expertise on different industries and work closely with the industrial companies in the business sectors. And in the global offices, they have execution functions, which means if you run a company and then you want to enter a new place, let's say you started a company in Pakistan and now you want to make a business in Malaysia. So what do? So you could call us and then you say, imagine I work for you, like this is Pakistan, I believe you have a similar organization like this. So you call them and say, what do you need? So the local offices carries all the operation and execution functions, where we can help them to establish business in the local country, in the local market, or the other way around. They said, oh, we want to expand in Pakistan, but we want to find investors, foreign investors, to come in to support us with the capitals or with the technology or with strategic clients. So we also do that the other way around. Then we will go abroad to find if you have a strategic investor you would like to bring into the country. So that is basically our function.
Okay.
Yes, and just interrupt if you have a question or if you want me to explain. The reason for Nordic Innovation to found the program altogether with the Nordic countries is because of this. So we understand semiconductors are important things for many industry sectors. You need to use it every day in your phone, in your computer, in all your digital devices, in all the infrastructures, which you imagine or you don't. So it is in the digital world that we are living, it becomes a fundamental component in our life. Since 2023, I think it technically was actually 2022, November, OpenAI released the first version of ChatGPT. Then it started to pick up very fast with AI demands. So in 2023, Nordic Innovation decided that they need to support a specific program to help the Nordic countries to coordinate with the resources and then understand where is this going to lead us to. And I don't think, I'll put it this way, I don't put Europe overall generally in the leading position of how AI progress. However, I will look at that the other way around, is that what is our role, what is the Nordic region's role in the AI era and in the AI goods of semiconductors and overall. So what is our Nordic region's position in future technology and in future industry development? Where should we position like how do we going to position ourselves? So in order to do this, we organize together with the other colleagues when we form Nordic Chip. So first of all, we do the ecosystem study, because you need to understand yourself, and then you will understand, okay, what is my value proposition, what is my role in the global landscape. And secondly, we use this study report to bridge our role into the world. So whenever I go, I could explain this is us, this is Nordic region, and what do we do here? What is our strengths? And why are we doing this for a certain purposes? Because we would also like to build our roadmap. Even though every Nordic country has a different strengths, which is actually a very good thing. Within the Nordic region, our strengths is rarely overlapping. This means we could coordinate our resources without having strong internal competition. So I know this happens from time to time, but it's a rare case that in between. The most two may be the famous internal Nordic competition is between Ericsson and Nokia.
Uh,
So historical, yeah, yes,
I liked.
yeah. So historically, Nordic, Nokia and Ericsson are competitors,
Uh,
and I think they still are, but not as much as before.
True.
So now they have a kind of split into different roadmap in telecom applications and infrastructure globally. So they obviously have chosen different roadmap for the future. So I would say they today have less direct competition, but more complementary role to each other in the technology development. And nevertheless, they actually work together in the 6G a lot, in the open network, what do you call it, the standard, because they would like to have this open infra network standard, which they worked closely together. And within Nordic, when we have a meetup, for instance, this year, we're going to meet up in Norway, in Trondheim.
Great.
So we have all three, we have two of them, and we also have a Nordic semiconductor from Norway. So everyone understands the concept very well. So that's how we work. And hopefully we can enjoy together the growth, the strong growth here, together with the rest of the world, not being left behind. So that's why.
So why you excluded Europe?
And no, I'm not excluding the Europe. I'm sorry, what do you mean?
Because you said that it's the data you mentioned that you said it's about the world, not the Europe.
This is overall, this is global.
Okay, including
Yeah.
Europe.
Yes, this
Okay.
is global. Yeah. So we understand the global trend.
Yeah.
So for us, it's important that, okay, the global trend looks like something. And what is our role? What is Europe's role? So it will come into the next few slides. So this is the implication we gave actually to everyone when we start to map the ecosystem, is that everyone talks about value chain, supply chain, but I think the question should be the other way around, is that no matter how well you understand the value chain and the supply chain, the important thing is that you know where are you in the value chain, and what is the important things for you, what are the important challenges, what are the important positions where you need to work on. So this is overall like a global, very specified groupized value chain. So I wouldn't need to explain all the details. The main message we understand today is that the global supply chain or the global value chain of the semiconductor industry is complex because it is efficient. it is an efficient way in back in 40 years where things develop until how it looks like today. So whenever there was what do you call it, a direct vertically integrated manufacturers back in the time, and I would say since the foundry model launching, and it creates much faster, much more active, much more innovative chip industry compared to when everything was back in the time in the early 80s or 90s, everything was still vertically integrated. So if we look at the map overlapping together with the value chain today, it's very obvious that everyone has an important role that cannot be replaced. So for some of you who work closely with the industry, you already know, you're already very aware of this. So when everyone has strategic role, and since the pandemic and since things happening, it came many thoughts into what is our risk management. And that is why we start to see that it's not only about how AI goes fast, it's not only about how technology evolves, it was also about, am I safe? Is my region safe? Like, is Europe safe? Is Taiwan safe? Is Japan safe? Is the US safe? So it became not only the competition, so it's competition plus anxiety plus sovereignty. For instance, Europe cares about. So there are many factors and parameters that go into the picture, making it much more complicated than ever. And I don't, like personally, I don't think this will come down. I think this will continue for certain years until the new landscape probably evolves. I don't know where we're going to end. I can only see what is on the line and on the roll. However, I do hope that when we understand what is the risk that we are looking into, we'll be able actually do something to mitigate and to really understand if we believe this is an important technology turning point, what you're gonna do with it. So it's not about talking about it, it's about what kind of action and how you react to that, like what you're gonna do with it. So that is currently the program I run. So I run the global semiconductor program from Business Sweden, and as you see here is we are part also the partner of the Nordic. So within the Nordic chip, we coordinate the resources, and from my program, we also work with other major markets which are important, which have important role in the industry, in the semiconductor industry, and where are the business companies would like to go. So I don't personally, or in our program, we are more business oriented. We don't specifically work with the research or with what do you call with education and etc. But for instance, Vinnova, which is the Swedish Innovation Funding Agency, we work closely with them because we understand to be able to work from the industry, it is also important you have a good network together with academia, with the research, because those are where the talent, where the technologies, and where the innovation is coming from. So we don't work standalone, where we work in collaboration with everybody in the ecosystem. So that is the concept of how we work. And during this presentation, I tried to already highlight the summary what we are going to talk about today, and you could go back to see what are the reasons why are we doing this. This is our purpose. Like I said, the reason that we have been looking into is semiconductor is one of the industry hit very hard by geopolitics. I had a colleague from India. His comment was like, "I think it's generally just geopolitics. It's nothing else." I think he was actually quite right. So without geopolitics, we wouldn't need to be so worried and so panicked, to be frank. And the other way to see